There's been criticism from the left and the right that the White House could have gotten involved on this specific issue of border security and immigration sooner, and not as actively as it has in the last 10 days. What's the response of the White House to that?
Well, look, as far as timing and engagement, look, the president has taken this very seriously. You've heard me say this over and over and over again, ad nauseum probably, on the first day of this administration. Almost 3 years ago, the president put forth a comprehensive immigration proposal. That's how serious he took it. And 3 years, Congress did not act. They did not act on this. And now here we are. The president put forth an emergency supplemental, obviously proposal to deal not just with Ukraine and Israel, but obviously the border as well. And they've just let this process languish for 3 years. And so, and the Republicans, they completely got in the way, opposed the record funding that we have asked for. If anything, they asked for cuts of 2,000 Border Patrol. They've done everything that they can to get in the way of the president actually wanting to address this issue that we're seeing at the border. So this is something, his first piece of legislation was dealing with the broken system that we're seeing in the immigration system.
The criticism is less about the last 3 years and more about the last 2 months. Since that emergency supplemental was submitted, there was virtually no conversation between the White House and Congress about moving it, but more specifically about that aspect of it, the border security aspect, until word came about a week and a half ago now that the White House is willing to play ball on changes to asylum and other things.
Well, I'm not going to get to the specific of what's being discussed here. I'm just not going to negotiate from the podium, obviously. But I take offense, and I think the president does too, in saying that we haven't taken this seriously. When you put your first piece of legislation is on immigration to fix the broken system, that is taking it very seriously. When you put out an emergency supplemental, which we put out weeks ago, that has the border, funding for the border, we take that very seriously. And then you have Congress, they put forward H.R. 2. They continue to get in the way, Republicans, to be more clear, on actually doing what the president is asking for, getting some record funding, making sure the law enforcement, CBP at the border have what they need to deal with what's going on at the border. And so he's taken it seriously. Almost 3 years that we put forth this comprehensive piece of legislation on immigration. Again, on a system that has been broken for decades. Again.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.